Haven't you learned your lesson? Oh, bats, I never learn. That's the fun of it. And today, I'm not here for Gotham. I'm here for history. You know, I hear the past has some real laughs. Like your whole origin story, for example. What's a joke? You're not funny, Joker. History isn't a joke. Actually, Batman, I think Joker's got a point. We do stumble through history a lot. I mean, have you ever tried explaining the rise and fall of empires while hanging upside down? Ooh, this is rich. History filled with kings and queens and, oh, Batman's bat signal. That's a royal pain in the neck. Robin, let's just get this over with. Joker, you can stay, but you're not getting any punchlines. Oh, I think I'll be the one getting the last laugh, Bats. History always has a twist. Sounds like we're about to find out and stumbling down History Road. Who's driving, Batman? Robin, just don't touch anything. Oh, I can't wait. Let's see what happens when history takes a wrong turn.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Yeah.
Tonight on Stumbling Down History Road, we're going to be talking about Batman? Man-Bat?
I mean, is that not what...
Matches Malone?
Well, Man-Bat is a completely different character. That's...
Matches Malone. I'm Jackson. We got Jeff.
I'm D.
So, yeah, Batman. I would argue you're probably the bigger Batman fan out of us. And by argue, I mean I would say that you are.
Yeah, he's arguably kind of my favorite superhero, yeah.
You and probably about 30% of the overall population.
Wow, go fuck yourself. I mean, it's not all... I'm not like the OG, like, oh, Batman can destroy anybody with prep time, yada, yada, yada. I just, like, I know Batman's just a dude.
Yeah, I just mean, like, 30% of the general population, if you ask them who their favorite comic book character is, their favorite superhero, it might be Batman.
I mean, I also really like Aquaman. He's one of my favorites.
Is it because he inspired the Deep?
No, because in the comics, he's actually a pretty decent character, and he was also a pretty decent character in the OG Justice League cartoons.
It's because he inspired the Deep. Deep thoughts with the Deep.
Boom.
But, yeah, Batman. What do we know about Batman, other than the fact that he is your favorite and the poster child of DC?
What of? I mean, there's still Superman, too.
Yeah,
And
but
Wonder
I mean,
Woman.
let's be real. It's Batman and his bitches.
Again, I mean, I'd say Wonder Woman makes Batman his bitch, her bitch, but unironically, Batman is, like, afraid of Wonder Woman in a lot of continuities.
She's got them thighs.
Well, no, because she's almost as invincible as Superman, and she's almost just as strong. She's almost just as fast, and she's kind of more unhinged than Superman.
That is a factual statement. She is a little more loco.
Yeah, like, you know, she's one of the few who, you know, doesn't really have a no-kill rule, technically.
Yeah. Speaking of no-kill rules, Batman didn't have a no-kill rule for a while.
Yeah, first...
Like 30-some-odd
issues or so,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, because Robin gets introduced within, like, the first 30, so... And then he immediately... Yeah, that's actually... I think that actually got introduced almost immediately after the introduction of Robin, too.
Yep, probably.
And then, fun fact, Alfred didn't actually come in until much after Robin. And he wasn't originally their butler. He was just kind of
A dude.
a dude who helped them solve crimes, kind of, sort of. He was just a British private investigator dude, showed up, said he was going to start helping Batman, or help the Wayne family, technically, I think. I don't really remember. Then he just kind of...
And then he became Butler.
Yeah.
But he was like, depending on certain continuities, he's like MI6 and...
Yeah, he's like a former SAS, MI6, that type of shit, yeah. Like secret like a secret agent and shit.
Yeah, he's an OG.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of, like, rich people's butlers usually get some sort of training. You ever see the Queen's family's servants?
No.
Like the royal family? Yeah, all their servants have to go through like fucking escape driving classes, fucking shooting classes and shit.
Hmm.
Yeah. Like they also have to become basically partially soldiers too or some shit to serve the royal family. I know, right? Weird.
Interesting.
But
So, yeah. We got a Batgirl. We have a few different Batman, actually. Because it's not... Bruce
Well-
Wayne is Batman. Shh. Or is Batman Bruce Wayne?
well, I think Barbara Gordon Batgirl didn't get introduced until the 60s Batman TV show. And then she got introduced in the comics. Before that, there was Batwoman. And she disappeared for a while. Then she came back and she became Bruce's cousin and a lesbian. And one of the few Bat family members who use guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, her and Red Hood, I think, are the only ones off the top of my heads who use guns actively.
I mean, Damien's probably tried a few times.
Well, okay, so every Bat family member is trained in trained in firearms. Like they can use, like they all know, like they're all like trained to be like sharpshooters, basically. But that's only because Batman's like, yeah, you should know what you're dealing with and how to deal with guns, like IRL.
Just in case.
Yeah, like, for both safety and just, I mean, in some versions, Batman's basically using a sniper rifle to fucking shoot the bat grappler.
Yeah. But let's talk a little bit about Batman in, like, lineage. Came out in, what was it, March of 1939? That sounds about right. March 1939. With Detective Comics number 27. It's got a very famous cover. It's yellow instead of an actual, like, Sky Knight. And it's got a whole bunch of, like, henchmen, and he's kind of just, like, doing a super cool...
swingy thing with his cape and stuff
Yeah.
splayed out. Yeah.
Yeah. That wasn't the original design for Batman. He went through a couple different designs before he actually got approved.
So, kind of, yeah.
The gray suit was supposed to be red and blue
Yeah.
to mimic Superman, because they wanted a Superman of their own. Not that National
Because
Comics
this was
didn't...
before DC and Action Comics merged to become what they were. Because Action Comics was still separate, I think.
No, so it was National Comics, which had Action, Adventure, and Detective Comics, along with a couple other ones, but they weren't, like, merged into the DC house. But they were still part of National Comics. So it was still, like, their thing, but it was a secondary their thing. You know, it was, like, Buick and Chevy were competing. But it's still owned by GM.
Right. Anyway, but yeah. So originally, Batman is Bill Finger and Bob Kane, and
Bill Finger wasn't like recognized as even being part of Batman for
right. Yeah. So
like almost 50 years, almost 60 years.
So Bob Kane basically came up with Batman the name, the original red and blue design, and some other kind of like basic elements to his story. It was Finger who like basically
he wrote all the stories basically.
Yeah, he did a lot.
He's credited posthumously.
Posthumously, yes.
With like writing over 1,500 Batman stories.
Oh yeah, and he also did a lot of other comic stuff too. But yeah, his main contribution was basically fleshing out and making Batman Batman. Aside from just like a name, it's kind of very much similar to what people accused Stan Lee of doing.
Yeah.
Where Stan Lee would basically kind of like give like names to characters
And ideas like, hey, I want this.
Yeah, and like a rough story outline, and then just be like, all right, artists, do your thing, allegedly, and then they like get design the characters and basically finish out the rest.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah, of course.
We're not, But anyway.
But Batman, he stays in the forefront of Detective Comics for a while. He's heavily inspired off of a few different things that we'll bring up at some point throughout this. But he kind of stays at the forefront of like Detective Comics for a while, and then he ends up getting his own individualized comic run in the 40s, I believe, early 1940. And like
So-
that's just how popular he was. He was no longer Detective Comics featuring Batman. It was Batman by Detective Comics.
Yeah, so I mean that's with a lot of comics from back then early on too. For example, Superman was Action Comics
Featuring Superman.
Yeah, before he got his own. So you'll see there's still Detective Comics. The Batman run still technically is an ongoing run. It's been reset, but it's still technically been ongoing since the 40s, along with the Batman imprint, the Batman and Robin imprint, the Batgirl imprint, the the Gotham and like various other different side tangents, and also Elseworlds and other bullshit too. But yeah, so I mean, even then, I think Action Comics itself is also still running as a Superman comic, with Superman having his own too, along with the new stuff that's been releasing as of late.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many Batman things. It's what happens when you become the poster child of DC.
Well, one of you again.
No, in the '90s, let's be real, he took over because because Superman died.
I mean,
Superman died.
Well, yes,
And then, that happened. They used that time to be like, let's give it to our real number one.
well that's
Batman.
in the comics. There's also a lot of other stuff going on too. Because don't forget, there's also the Superman animated TV series. There was
Which wasn't as good as the Batman animated series.
still went pretty good.
Sure, but it wasn't as good.
There was the Justice League cartoons,
Which had both characters, and they got almost an equal amount of screen time. Justice League Unlimited, same thing. Batman Beyond for your other thing.
No, Batman Beyond was like late 1999, early 2000.
Sure, but I'm saying for another Superman by itself.
Superman did show up in Batman Beyond a couple times.
Batman has also had Batman Brave and Bold, the Batman TV show with Adam West. He's had like 6 other fucking TV shows, and he's had more movies.
Okay, I mean, you're also looking at like Smallville, Lois and Clark, that new one, Superman and Lois,
Gotham.
Supergirl,
Harley Quinn. That's a Batman show.
I am aware.
Because it turns out
Technically, yes.
almost all of the good Batman, almost all the good DC villains. I'm not saying everyone, but a lot of them that
The
people
Flash
like,
has got great villains.
that a lot of people like and really adore, for some reason, come from Batman. I mean, Riddler, Joker, Penguin, Clayface, Harley Quinzel, Poison Ivy, Catwoman. Like, it's inescapable. And those are just off the dome. Scarecrow. Like, he's got so many fucking people in his rogues gallery.
Okay, and I mean, so do the other ones too. They're just, I mean,
They're less good.
I mean, they all have some pretty decent, strong contenders and everything. Superman's obviously got Lex Luthor, Mr. Mxyzptlk. Metallo's pretty good. I actually like Metallo. He's a pretty good villain. Cheetah's not that bad when she's not being done shitty by live action. The Toymaker wasn't that bad.
Toymaker's Batman, isn't it? Yeah, pretty sure it's Batman.
Is he Batman or is he Superman?
Pretty sure that's
I
Batman.
could have sworn he was the Superman one.
Yeah, you look that up.
Fuck you.
Plus, he also has, if you really want to go into it, all of the Justice League as part of his rogues gallery because he has a fucking takedown for them. The Judas, right? Fuck. Why am I blanking on that? What was the protocol when he has to take down the Justice League? The Judas?
Depending on who you're talking to, I think they usually call it the Babel Protocol.
Babylon, yeah.
The Tower of Babylon Protocol, or whatever, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, he even has the Justice League in his rogues gallery.
This Toyman is a Batman villain. Whatever.
Called it.
Fuck you.
Called it. But yeah, what makes Batman unique is the fact that it's a crazy rich dude. He's just nuts with a lot of money.
And also, sick ninja trading skills from the mountains.
That's all I am. Just rich with a lot of money. But yeah, he doesn't kill people, allegedly. Yeah.
Oh, well.
He just puts them to sleep because they're all tuckered out after fighting him.
Oh, look at them. He's so sleepy.
Yeah.
My sick ninja triangle blades.
If you haven't, we're doing a reference from College Humor. Look that up.
Nope, College Humor's dead. It's
I know.
Dropout now.
Bad Man was the skit, was the series of skits. Not really skits. It's skits.
Peter Holmes?
Pete Holmes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was quite the time to be alive. It's great. It's fantastic.
I'm glad they brought him back for a little while with the firing ones.
Yeah.
But, oh yeah, those are...
They're great.
See, because the problem is Christian Bale kind of ruined the Batman thing a little bit with the deep, gravelly voice. Especially when he really didn't need to be doing it.
Yeah.
Although, as it turns out, he actually was talking not as bad as he was on set. It's just they were editing it in post to make it even worse, apparently. I mean, Batfleck also does it too, but they get away with he's doing it with like a
voice modulator?
Yeah, so it comes out more like a slightly digitized or some shit.
Yeah.
Do you bleed? You will.
Who is your favorite Batman live action
action?
variant? Because obviously it's Kevin Conroy. If we were to just go with everybody.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Kevin Conroy is like the Batman now for pretty much everybody.
Thank you, Justice League. Thank you, Justice League Unlimited. Thank you, Batman Animated Series. Thank you.
A lot of other stuff that isn't. Anyway, I mean, probably Adam West. The canonically most prepared Batman.
The campy Batman.
And canonically, again, the most prepared Batman.
The camp man.
As stated last year.
So, in the 1940s, I don't remember exactly when, but Batman starts going pretty camp and pretty like, oh, I have the Joker, and he just does
well, that's
silly
partially
little
with a
things,
lot of
and
that's a lot of comics.
thanks to the early Comics Code Authority,
yeah.
yes. However, he like maintains that status quo up until the 80s of mostly camp. He's still used in crossovers as like a more semi-serious guy, but like he follows that camp for a long time. They really dug him with that because of Adam West. They were just like, oh, Adam West is great. Look at our numbers. Well, all right, yeah. Why would we ever change him? Batman is camp.
Well, I mean, Adam West also did. I mean, and I think Burt Ward both did voice acting as Batman too, and like Scooby Doo and other shit.
That's what I mean. Like, why would we ever change campy Batman? Campy Batman sales. Why? Because people like Frank Miller come up with The Dark Knight, and it's like, oh, ooh.
I mean, yeah, him and Tim Burton basically about the same time, more or less, really redefining Batman.
I mean,
because
Burton.
So Burton brought back like the black and goth aesthetic to it, where.
So did Frank Miller. Are you serious?
Frank Miller brought back Edge, because his Batman wasn't black. His Batman was blue and gray.
Yeah.
His Batman was using the OG colors. His Robin, Carrie Kelly, she was using like the OG Robin suit. He was still like comic Batman. Like, you know, this was still very much Gotham was a city. You know, it was still gritty. Whereas Burton was like, okay, now we make it gothic.
Yeah.
So
Alan Moore Killing Joke?
Yeah, Killing
Oh, that's a fucking story, man.
Yeah, until they decided to adapt it.
Yeah.
Which
never needed to be done. Rest in peace. God rest his soul.
So, I mean, once they actually got up to the Killing Joke part itself, it wasn't that bad. It was the shit.
But we didn't need the prequel.
Yeah, we didn't need that to exceed. I mean, they could have still.
We did not need Batcest.
That wasn't. Whatever you want to call that, sure. Yeah. They're not related, though, so.
I'm aware, but it's the Bat family, so what else am I going to say?
I mean, well, what are you, fucking Selena Kyle's in the Bat family, and they're together, technically.
Yeah, she was also almost married in. Like, she was.
I will still not fucking forgive them for that. You have no idea.
Selena Kyle is Catwoman.
Yeah, so Selena Kyle Catwoman, she's probably like, I mean, Batman has a lot.
Is it Batman or Bruce Wayne? Or both?
Both. Yeah, because Batman and Bruce Wayne both have had a lot of different romantic interests. But my personal opinion is, I don't like you, but his one true parent, his OTP, is fucking Catwoman and Selena Kyle. And they fucking had her leave him at the goddamn altar. I will not fucking forgive that. And it was part of some fucking plan by Bane to break Batman. Ugh.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers. I mean, shit. They have a kid together in a few different continuities. The main one being Helena Wayne, better known as the Huntress.
I mean, there's 3 main ships. There's Catwoman, Wonder Woman, and Talia al Ghul. Those are like the 3 main ships that people have. Now, nobody ever fights for Talia al Ghul after they figure out. Yeah, after they figure out what happened. But before that, they're like, oh yeah.
I mean, some people also liked him and Zatanna for a while too.
No.
Him and
Black Canary.
No, that's him. That's her and
Green Arrow.
Yeah. The Black Canary thing was that one time in Frank Miller's All-Star Batman and Robin, and fuck that comic series.
Yeah.
I think Linkara refers to that Batman as Crazy Steve. Because he's not Batman, he's just a fucking crazy guy in a Batman costume doing crazy shit.
Okay, I believe you.
Is
he wearing hockey pants?
I'm not wearing hockey pants.
Oh, yeah, wearing hockey pants.
But, no, he forces Robin to eat rats.
And
then he paints himself and everything in the entire room yellow to fuck with Green Lantern. Including his own teeth.
Yep, because Green Lantern is... He's stopped by yellow.
So...
That's a Parallax thing. We'll talk about that at a different point, but this is not a Green Lantern episode.
I mean, initially it was he can't affect yellow-colored objects. And then it kind of changes here or there, depending. I think they've more or less retconned that out by now.
Mm-hmm.
But,
because Parallax is no longer imprisoned in the Green Lantern, because he ended up possessing Hal Jordan for a little bit, and then that ended up being like, nope. And Parallax escapes, and now he's his own entity with the Sinestro Corps, and yeah.
Oh yeah, fucking Hal Jordan goes crazy, steals a bunch of lantern rings and shit, trying to reset the universe that one time.
Crisis on Infinite?
No. Infinite was caused by Superboy Prime.
Well, which variant of the Infinites? Because there was like 6 different Infinites right now.
The first initial one, I think, the original Infinite Crisis.
No, I think you're thinking Infinite Crisis. I think this is Crisis on Infinite Earths. Subtle differences. Turns out, DC, Marvel, any comics you'd look at, the naming committee is not very good.
Well, the first one was whatever the one was with Superboy Prime, and that was him trying to create his perfect universe, which ended up with him smashing a bunch of the universes.
I don't think you're right on that. I think it was Hal Jordan with Parallax. I think that was the first Crisis. I think it was the first Crisis on. I could be wrong, but I think it was. Matches Malone will back me up. Who's Matches Malone? Do you know Matches Malone?
Yes, I know who the fuck Matches Malone. So Matches Malone is one.
We just had to talk about it.
Yeah. So Bruce Wayne has several different like aliases and personalities, kind of sort. Well, aliases, and there's a couple different personalities. We'll get into that every time. But one of his aliases is Matches Malone, and he's like a street level gangster thug who, you know, works for like the mob and does like in general enforcer shit. Sometimes he's a little bit higher up, or depending on, you know, or he's just kind of like a...
He's a gangster, the guy, though.
Yeah.
He's a mobster.
Yeah, he's just... And it's just Bruce Wayne with, like, you know, a different haircut, a fake mustache, and a cigarette in his hand, basically, and
Yep.
occasionally, like, sometimes a white suit or,
It works. Don't
Yeah.
ask how, don't ask why, but it does.
I mean, putting on some glasses.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Or sometimes you just gotta turn your face.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Scary face.
Harvey face.
Two Face. What did you do with Harvey and Scary Face?
I have a question for you.
Mm.
What do you know about Detective Comics number 27? First Batman.
So, I'm pretty sure that one's just basically like a straight up murder mystery where it's like a guy's going around killing people and Batman finds him and is like, hey, you're the murderer, and then proceeds to just punch him into a vat of acid where he dissolves to death.
Yes, but also no.
I mean, there's some other stuff in there too, but
So, it is one of like 5 different comics in this thing because it was an anthology at the time, right?
yeah, same thing with Superman. Superman also had other comics in it too at the same time.
Yeah. And it was Bat-Man for a little bit.
Bat-Man.
Yeah, not Batman, but it was Bat-Man.
You gotta say the hyphen.
You gotta say the hyphen. Bat-Man. Because the dash ain't silent. But it's like Perilous Perils or something like that. Perilous Perils and Vats or some bullshit, right? And it's about these 4 business partners. They all come to a contract agreement. One guy gets murdered. Oh no.
Oh no.
And the son finds out that there's a contract going on with these guys. He's falsely accused. They go out looking. He warns the next guy up. I think it's like Rogers or something like that. That, oh no, you're gonna get murdered. And then he ends up getting murdered. And then
murder. Most foul.
and then the police end up going to the third of the fourth guy, and they end up seeing the third of the fourth guy ends up going to Stryker's house, who's the last guy of it. And he almost gets murdered by a gas chamber.
A gas chamber.
Yes, a glass dome that fills up with gas. Yep. It's super great, right?
Classic.
1939, baby.
Sometimes you just need a glass dome that fills with gas to kill him.
Yep. Batman sneaks in because Batman knows what's going on. He was out having lunch or something like that with Commissioner Gordon as Bruce Wayne. So, he just knows what's happening instinctively because he is an expert detective. The world's greatest, one might say.
I found it. I'm the world's greatest detective.
The world's greatest, one might say.
We get it. It's clitoris.
Yep. After that, he ends up climbing in through basically like a sunroof, sunlight type thing, right?
Yeah.
Plugs the hole in the gas dome, so this way gas can no longer get in. He unties the person in the glass dome, and then
does that just defeat the purpose of the last thing?
And then he breaks the glass dome so this way they can get out. Don't ask me why he did it in that order. Don't ask me why editors didn't check continuity and be like, oh, what? But that is what happened. He ends up defeating a bunch of Stryker's henchmen, throwing them into vats of acid and off of the rooftop and things like that. And then he ends up almost getting Stryker arrested. But Stryker has a gun. And he goes to strike. And Batman just kind of goes, wham! And hits him off of a ledge into a vat of acid.
Like that one episode of Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
He then also proceeds to one issue.
And I'm not going to say something to interrupt. No. I'm not going to say something to interrupt. So finish. I'll tell mine afterwards.
He then, in one episode, proceeds to leave KG Beast in an underground bunker, locked up to starve to death. Which, fun fact, KG Beast is the guy with the flamethrower to Martha Kent. Why did you say that name? In Batman vs. Superman, who gets his flamethrower exploded.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you were about to say, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So it turns out that um, Detective Comics 27 has been heavily criticized for being plagiarism.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What did they plagiarize as this?
The Shadow. In 1936 had a comic that was very, very similar. There was a group of people who came together to make a deal as business partners, and one of the partners went rogue and decided to try and kill people, including
The Shadow?
no, including, hear me out now, using a glass dome that fills with gas. Yeah. And if you look at it, there's almost shot for shot, according to this thing that I was listening to, there's almost shot for shot
One of those podcasts you usually shout out sometimes.
panels of Commissioner Gordon and a police chief from the Shadow picking up the phone and holding up things. And another one with a car chase. And it's like dead on fucking, oh, they just traced this.
Yeah, I could see that.
And then,
To be fair, though, I could see that being a Bob Kane thing.
yeah.
That was probably Kane's idea.
Yeah, I mean, Kane didn't come up with the stories. He just did the art. Because, like, he didn't totally rip off a Tarzan pose for the Batman pose. Yeah.
Swinging through the jungle.
Yeah.
Watch out for that tree. George of the jungle.
Did you know that Batman was supposed to have fixed wings initially?
Yes.
And a little bandana style instead of the cowl?
Yes, I'm aware.
Yeah. Well, they might not be aware. So I have to ask you, because you
I mean, if you
are my facsimile for now.
In a lot of the old issues, you'll see like his cape just seems to be constantly splayed open all the time.
Yep.
Just for no fucking reason.
Well, they wanted to show off the scallops.
Oh yeah, the scalps are always the coolest.
Scallops being the little pointed things at the end of the cape.
Yeah, where the fingers and the bat wings would be, I guess.
Yeah.
If you know your bat anatomy.
Batany?
Bat anatomy?
Batany?
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know. I'm just making up
You know what
words.
the scientific name for bats is Chiroptera?
I do now.
And they're the only mammals that fly. However, they're also one of the most vast, like, expansive species of mammals in terms of subspecies. With, like, I think almost 4,000 subspecies of bats.
Gosh, diggity darn, that's a lot. No, I did not know that.
Yeah. Oh, man. In the Milkman series for DC Comics, they made Batman like a preacher, Brother Bat. And he says that bats are the holiest of gods, holiest of mammals because they fly, because they're trying to be closer to God by flying.
But we fly now.
Yes,
We are Venom.
and big artificial burps.
So there's some potential, like, oh, where'd you get the inspiration for Batman look? Leonardo da Vinci's Ornithopter. That's where we got the that look. And then there's also Birdman, and
Birdman.
which was a older Bob Kane look, I think.
I don't remember.
I
Birdman. That show wasn't bad. And then Harvey Birdman, attorney at law.
don't know. Yeah.
He gets addicted to the artificial tanning cream as the way to keep himself powered. That was a good time. Those shows were fun.
Yeah. Yeah, they were.
Did you get that thing I sent you?
I did.
Hey, get that thing I sent you?
I did. Thank you.
Anyway. There was a time where Batman also was dealing with a bunch of, like, people who were being injected, like, super, like, serum, but it was making him go crazy. And the scientist makes a cure for it, cures most of the other people, except for one guy, who Batman strings up with a noose from the bat plane and proceeds to basically just fly him around until he's dead, saying he's better off this way.
Yeah.
Early Batman was wild. He even used guns every now and again.
Yeah.
And there's that famous early run Batman, like Batman Year One, run where he infamously pulls out the 2 handguns.
Yeah.
And then I think the most recent major one was when he shot Darkseid, which also incidentally resulted in his death by Omega Beam. Well, technical death. He actually got slingshotted through time and in a weird attempt to erase the universe by time paradox bullshit or whatever. Somehow making out with his own mother, I think, at one point during this.
Yeah.
Which somehow then led into him being a harbinger for an ancient, immortal, universe-creating dragon that somehow created, like, evil universes where... Oh, God, the Batman that laughs came from.
Yeah, well, there's more than just the Batman who laughs, but that was, like, the big one. And
honestly, some of the other, like
and it's like the negative numbers as opposed to the positive
anti.
numbers.
Well, technically they're the antimatter universes, but they were the negative number DC universes. Honestly, in my opinion, probably the best one of the lot was the Red Death, which was Batman who
merged with Flash.
Yeah, he merged himself with Barry Allen, and it's crazy too. But because they merged, he still had like the spirit of Barry Allen in him, screaming at him to stop the entire time. And instead of having like lightning bolts, he had like these lightning bats that would fly off and drain people's inertia energy from them and shit to power him.
Yeah, there was a lot of potential for a lot of things, and we got.
I think the drowned one wasn't that bad.
The one who laughs.
The Devastator was okay in terms of concept. I think that's what he was called, Destroyer, the Devastator. That was the one that was merged with Doomsday.
There's a lot.
There was the Murder Machine. That was the one that...
I think that was Wonder Woman.
No, no, that was the Merciless one. That was the one that took Ares' powers. Yeah. Murder Machine, he was actually a pretty good backstory, too.
Was that the Cyborg one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, basically, Alfred gets killed, and so Batman has Cyborg help him create an artificial Alfred intelligence to help protect him and help protect the city. The AI goes rogue and proceeds to murder all of Batman's rogues to try and protect Batman, and then proceeds to steal Cyborg's body, and then use that to merge with Batman and become like a sentient AI.
Yeah.
Alfred Batman murder machine. Like, honestly, the negative universes really aren't a bad idea. It's just the Batman who laughs. It was objectively the worst fucking one of the lot, but he got so fucking popular because he had a admittedly okay aesthetic, and, you know, like...
He was the leader of them.
Yeah, whatever. But
it was every bit of intelligence and every bit of evil and deviousness of Joker.
And Batman mixed. And I get that that's an interesting character and concept. However...
They had better options.
Yeah, like... Even then, the way they did his story was so fucking basic, too. Like... Again, like, you had, like, the other ones who I just laid out, which were so much better backstories. And you have his, which was... I think he kills somebody. I don't remember what he does. He kills some people or whatever it was. He pisses off Batman to just the right point where Batman finally fucking snaps, and he punches him through his chest, where he starts spewing out like gas, which causes Batman to get infected and start getting the Joker's morality or whatever the fuck it is, which makes absolutely no fucking sense. And then he proceeds to bring in the Bat family, and he's like, "You guys are I was infected by the Joker. You guys are the only ones who'd be able to tell something was different and stop me," and then proceed to murder them all. Like,
except for like one or two Robins.
No, he just kidnaps other children and he makes them Robins.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he murders he murders all of them in like one. So like, and then like the other one.
There was a lot. They had one for like everyone.
I think the darkest one or whatever it was, I think he was the darkest one. He was the one that was a Green Lantern. Was the Green Lantern one? Like that wasn't bad. Like
it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Even then, that whole run itself was a little. But you could have also introduced like other like interesting like negative like versions of like Wonder Woman or negative versions of Superman. Like there was a lot more you could have done with that whole continuity. And yeah, they kind of teased out some of that like towards the end, but like.
It is what it is.
Yeah. And you had that whole like 3 Jokers.
They needed the nth metal. I kind of like the Joker's War. The 3 Jokers. I kind of like that.
It was okay until the ending kind of just got a little.
Yeah, but I mean, like, not every story is perfect. Just look at the Bible. We're gonna get shit for that.
But yeah, the 3 they could have done a little bit. They could have rather done a little bit better with the 3 Jokers thing, or they could have just really not needed to do it at all, in my opinion.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool. The having 3 separate Jokers that are all very, very distinct.
Well, I mean, that's because it was all referencing to like the different Jokers throughout the ages, based on like what they had to do versus Comics Code Authority versus not versus TV and stuff. Like each one of them was kind of representative of different eras of the Joker.
Yeah, again, that's why I'm like, I kind of liked it.
It was okay.
You don't care.
Hey, the War of Jokes and Riddles wasn't terrible, except for that weird thing they did with the Riddler carving a fucking question mark in his chest. Seemed a little unnecessary.
Edward Nigma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a great Batman villain when they do him right.
Yeah, Riddler is, like, slept on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, like, great fucking villains that are just slept on.
Or done terribly.
Toyman's pretty good.
What?
Toyman's pretty good if you actually, like, take a look. Don't look at Kite Man.
Actually, honestly, Kite Man's gotten not bad, especially, like, when you looked at him from, like, the Jokes and Riddle. Because he was probably one of the standout characters in that arc.
Don't look at Calendar Man.
He's okay in The Longest Halloween.
Don't look at Polka Dot.
Suicide Squad movie. I mean, the Condiment King is originally a DC animated cartoon character, but he appears in the comics. He also has he has a lot of beef with Alfred. Well, Alfred has a lot of beef with him because those stains just do not want to come out. Yeah. Alfred is like, again, one of the OGs.
Alfred's pretty gangsta.
Oh yeah, here's a fun misconception I want to put. Okay, so a lot of people seem to think that the whole Alfred pulling out a shotgun and dropping the, oh, Batman don't use guns, but I don't have that niceties things. For whatever reason, a lot of people associate that with the same moment that he goes fucking apeshit on Superman. But those are 2 very, very different comics and different moments. Him going apeshit on Superman.
Canonically, he has beaten Superman.
Yeah,
Twice.
because Injustice is actually is technically a canon thing now.
Twice.
I think Injustice is considered partially not like full. Like it's a separate continuity.
Yeah,
obviously,
it's its own separate universe.
but it's still
It's a canon universe, but it is its own universe.
Yeah,
just like Flashpoint.
But see our Flash episode. Pardon me. Anyway, but no, yeah, the Alfred pulling out the shotgun is actually from Batman versus the Predator.
You know what we didn't even mention? Why Batman do what Batman do? We never even once mentioned the fact that,
Everybody knows why Batman. I've seen Batman's parents more than I've hugged die more than I've hugged my father. Or it's like I've seen Uncle Ben die more than I've.
That's fucked up.
What? It's not technically the truth.
That's fucked up.
What? Batman's parents get killed a lot.
Yeah. And there's a couple stories where Batman dies.
Yeah, there are a couple versions where Bruce Wayne himself dies, and there's also
Notably Flashpoint.
yeah, also a couple what if continuity versions, like I think the most famous is the Batman issue where it's everybody going like eulogizing Batman and going over different ways he died. I think that's the most famous, but
For a normal human, Batman sure ain't normal.
no. Again, I think there was a time where he died by Darkseid. Already mentioned that one.
Yeah, he
Well,
is.
died.
He is the most peak everything. His stat lines are maxed. If they were as a 10, his are at 11 for a human.
Actually, no. Batman admits there are other people who are better than him at several different things all the time. For example, Batman admits there's a better detective than him, and it's Detective Chimp.
Nope.
Yeah, no. Batman canonically has stated that there's a better detective and investigator than him, and it's Detective Chimp.
Nope. Not human.
I'm pretty sure Batman has lost and admitted other fighters are better than him a few times. I know Black Adam once whooped his ass unpowered because he knew martial arts that you need to be immortal to master, for example. Lady Shiva, I think, has won against him a couple times. Pretty sure there's, plenty of other characters who are canonically way smarter than Batman, like Lex Luthor and shit. Let's see. In terms of being stronger physically, I don't know if there's any normal
Unpowered.
unpowered humans who are strong. I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of them technically. It's just I can't think of them off the top of my head right now for the life of me. I mean, you know, technically, like, you'd say that, like, fucking Green Arrow is a better archer than Batman and shit. Although Topo is probably technically a better archer than Green Arrow. Topo is Aquaman's pet octopus, and he can fire 4 bows at once. Almost as good as Green Arrow. I'd say 4 times almost as good is technically 2 times better.
Them's fighting words.
I mean, 4 divided by 2.
Them's fighting words.
And then Topo proceeds to show up in that Aquaman movie that nobody gives a shit about.
Yeah. Yeah. So, other than Adam West because camp, do you have a favorite? And Kevin Conroy, Batman.
I mean, Christian
We're
Bale,
doing the top 3, I guess.
Christian Bale and Patterson, I guess, would probably be.
Patterson was different.
I mean, honestly, Patterson was pretty good. That movie actually was really good, in my opinion.
That's very, like, year one-y.
Yeah, I mean, it took heavy inspiration from Year One and The Longest Halloween. However, he says he's like somewhere in his mid-second year, I think, during the movie. But yeah,
it's very early on, very still much like I'm a detective and I'm gonna figure things out.
I mean,
Which is kind of cool.
Batman Begins also did the same thing with Batman being in his very beginning, but like at the same time, it was like.
Not the same.
He had like Lucius
it was not the
Fox
same.
and his sick ninja training in the mountains.
Yeah, he was not the same.
No, it was very much 2 different characters. Like you can tell, like this is still very much, like extremely rich Batman and all that other stuff, and like, but it was definitely a bit more grounded than even like the fucking Dark Knight was. Because like the Dark Knight had some moments. I'm not going to kill you, but I'm not going to save you. Yeah. Yeets into the river.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the Nolan verse.
Yeah,
it was
the Dark
cool.
Knight stuff. So, like, what's up with like a lot of these fucking
And there's the Snyderverse.
I mean, Batfleck wasn't that bad. I haven't like sat down and like really watched. I've seen Batman vs Superman. I haven't watched Justice League. I haven't watched the Snyder Cut. So, I mean,
Well, I will let you know after watching Justice League, not Snyderverse. Not Snyder Cut, but
you're not missing much with that.
the Whedon one. I think
Yeah.
Whedon's the guy that got it.
Yeah, Joss Whedon. Yeah,
Yep,
you weren't missing much.
it was a movie.
Yeah, I know. I'm probably never going to actually watch that version. if I ever get around to watching them in general. I don't know. I probably will. Just
It was a movie, all right.
they're on my to-do list. But there are other Batman movies that are better that I can watch if I feel like watching Batman.
Yeah, like Batman Brave and the Bold.
The one that's coming out?
Yeah.
That's not out. Yeah.
And also, like, TV ones.
Well, the Batman Brave and the Bold was an alright TV show. The Batman was pretty decent, too. Especially that weird TV movie they did where he fights Dracula, of all things.
Yeah.
He had that interesting crossover with Mutant Turtles not too long ago in terms of movie, although they've done comic book crossovers before.
Yeah.
He had a pretty fun little run there with the Jurassic League. That was an amusing little run.
You dope.
Hey, you're the dinosaur guy.
I am a dinosaur guy. I like dinosaurs.
Yeah. And they had a whole
Hi, Jeff.
They had a whole Jurassic Park, that Jurassic League. It was Dinosaur Batman.
I know. It's okay. You don't have to tell me. I'm very aware.
But I mean, what
Who's your favorite Joker?
fuck.
Please tell me it's Heath Ledger.
No.
And you can include TV show ones.
I mean,
Other
obviously
than
Mark Hamill.
I was going to say other than Mark Hamill.
Obviously, everybody's gonna say Mark Hamill. Yeah, Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill. Everybody fucking knows them,
Batman the animated series, you done us dirty.
right?
It's so easy to just give it to you.
Actually, probably gonna have to go with Caesar from '60s. Yeah, the one with the mustache that they just painted over. Yeah, if you're
Also Adam West.
yeah. Well, because he just brought that fun, goofy vibe that, like, also, like, it just they were fun. The whole show was just goofy and fun. They had 3 different Catwomans to suit whatever need you wanted.
Yep.
Eartha Kitt.
Eartha Kitt and Eartha Kitt.
Trying to remember the other two's names. 1 second.
I don't know. I actually really like John DiMaggio's. From Under the Red Hood.
Oh, that Joker, right? Yeah. That was.
Can I get a glass of water?
I want to need some guys.
Not these guys, because they're dead.
1 second.
I really like that. I also just really like John DiMaggio as like a voice actor. So he's probably one of my current favorite voice actors.
Julie Newmar was season 1 and 2. Then Eartha Kitt, and then they had somebody else for the movie.
Batman, you're what? Batman, Scooby-Doo. Batman, Killing Joke. Batman, Dark Knight, Son of Batman, Merry Little Batman.
Stop that.
The Lego movie. The Lego Batman movie.
Fucking Christ.
Superman, Red
Lee Merriweather. Okay.
Superman, Red. Oh my goodness. I'm going to start from the top, and I'm just going to rattle off all these movies.
Right. Okay, so it was Eartha Kitt, Lee Merriweather, and then Julie Newmar. Right.
You cool with that? I'm not giving you a choice. The Batman, The Dark Knight, Batman Begins, Batman 1989, The Dark Knight Returns, Batman vs. Superman, Batman Returns, Batman and Robin, Batman the Doom That Came to Gotham. That's an interesting name. The Lego Batman movie,
So
The Flash,
The Doom
has
that came.
Batman.
The Doom that came to Gotham is Batman doing Cthulhu and H.P. Lovecraft stuff.
Gotcha, that one.
Yeah. That actually just came out with the movie not too recently. And he turns into like his own kind of version of the Mad
2023.
Yeah.
Batman Forever, Justice League,
Oh, it's just the
Suicide
fucking
Squad,
movies you're doing. Okay.
Batman and Harley Quinn, Batman Under the Red Hood, Injustice, Batman Mask of the Phantasm, which is great. Check that out.
Yes, that is a great one.
That is great.
That's within the DC
Animated
kinda,
yeah. Batman the Animated Series, great.
Who then proceeds to then the Phantasm actually proceeds to do another cameo in another really extremely well regarded Justice League episode, the epilogue, where it's kind of going over the origin of Batman and Beyond, and not spoiling, but yeah, no, the Phantasm actually shows up for a quick cameo. So
Batman Hush, Batman Ninja, Batman Death in the Family.
Okay, wait. So Batman Ninja, I have a very interesting story for that.
Oh, golly geez, does he?
Okay, so how I watched that was, right?
High as shit.
Right. So I would go into my back restroom, crack the window, and smoke, right? This is my old house. And then I proceed to, just either, like, sift through YouTube for a little while, dick around, or, I'm like, it's late at night, like, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. Be like, hey, fuck it, maybe I'll just rub one out, whatever. So I go to a website, a porn website, which was notable for being very user uploaded. We're like, not Pornhub, I don't know, maybe I'll say the name. I feel like he'll bleep me. Eero me. Anyway. So I'm sifting through the news section, right? Just kind of going page by page, seeing whatever thumbnails. And all of a sudden I just see one saying Batman Ninja. I'm like, what? No thumbnail. Just a blank screen, just Batman Ninja. So I'm like, all right, let's see what the fuck this is real quick. So I open it up, and I'm like, no way this is going to be the movie that just came out like a year ago. I press play, and it loads up, and it's an hour and 35 minutes long. And I'm like, no way this is either a fucking long-ass porno compilation, or it's the movie.
Lo and behold,
it's the entire fucking movie in the Japanese... sub English Japanese voice with the English subs in like fucking 720p uploaded to just ripped to the fucking website for whatever reason. So I'm like, okay, I guess this is now my night for the rest of the night. So I proceed to just full screen it, and it's running pretty good because the router's right there. I'm just sitting there now, smoking a J, sitting in my bathroom tub, watching Batman Ninja on a porn site of all fucking places for no reason. And that movie actually goes surprisingly... I mean, the animation's a little wonky, but the movie's actually pretty decent. It goes surprisingly hard in spots. And the Catwoman in that one is pretty good. I am a Catwoman aficionado. But, oh, man. Also, my custom soup of whatever swords I do is based off the soup that Batman uses from that movie. But whatever. Side. Yeah, no, that's how I watched that. Batman media of all places.
that definitely was a story.
I don't know. It's just like, I'm sitting there, I'm just kind of scrolling through, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, okay, this is the movie I've been meaning to watch now for however long it's been since it's been out, and then, well, may as well change of plans, I guess.
I'm gonna go back to what I was saying. Batman: Death in the Family, Batman versus Dracula, Batman versus
Batman
Robin.
Death in the Family is notable for being an interactive movie, by the way.
Correct.
And basically what it did was took Batman Under the Red Hood and then proceeded to also do a Killing Joke to it, where they added a whole beginning story of, like, him, and then they added the Under Hood Red movie, but you could choose whether or not he dies, so you can either basically watch the whole Under the Red Hood as it plays out, or you can watch, like, 2 other scenarios that play out based off how you choose it or whatever it is. And,
Well,
yeah.
we should mention that Death in the Family was notable because that was a call-in.
No, it wasn't call-in, it was a mail-in.
You're right. That was a mail-in for comics to see if they wanted to keep Jason Todd as the Robin or kill him off. And well,
they voted to get rid of Jason Todd.
They weren't exactly a big fan of Jason Todd.
And this is also, then later on, like almost immediately afterwards, the DC comic people got shit on so hard for, like, how the fuck could you kill off Robin? We love Robin. Robin's, and they're like, no, you moron. This is fucking Jason Todd. This isn't even the right Robin. You all hated him. You wanted this.
You voted.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was like an almost, I think, overwhelming. Although some people also say that, some people claim that this was fake and that they just, there was never actual vote or tally, and it was just DC going, fuck it, we want to get rid of this character anyway.
Yeah.
And for a long while, he was actually one of the characters who would never come back.
Yeah.
Like, there's like 4 or 5 characters across all of comic continuity who are not meant to come back to life.
Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben, Batman's parents, and I think Superman's parents. And,
It's not Superman's parents.
yeah.
There's plenty of universes where they don't die.
I'm talking about the L's. Krypton.
Oh, okay. I thought that you meant like the Sorry.
No. And
The
typically
Kents.
the one who dies most frequently is the dad, Kent. The mom usually stays alive.
Jor-El?
Well, no. John Kent.
Oh, okay. We're talking Kents again now.
Yeah, I said the one who
Sorry. I thought that we were talking about the L's again for
No.
some odd reason.
No. And their symbol is the S of hope. Well, the Kryptonian symbol for hope.
Hope starts with H, dude.
What does this stand for? Peace among nations or some shit? Whatever he says.
Batman Gotham Knight, Batman the Dark Knight, Son of Batman, Batman Killing Joke, Merry Little Batman, Scooby-Doo and Batman the something, Batman Year One, the Lego movie has Batman in it, Red Sun has Batman in it.
The Lego Batman movie.
I mentioned that one already.
Fuck.
Batman the Dark Knight animated, Batman Mystery of the... What does this say? Mystery of the Batwoman.
So...
Batman Gotham by Gaslight. That's right. Batman's gaslighting you these days.
Okay, so
Batman Beyond the movie. I'm not finished. Batman Assault on Arkham. Batman Unlimited Animal Instincts. DC League Super Pets. Justice League War. Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. Good movie. Justice League Flashpoint Paradox animated. The Lego movie second part animated. Disaster movie has them, apparently. Teen Titans Go to the movies. What are you waiting?
There was the Batman Beyond movie that isn't Return of the Joker?
Yeah. Batman Beyond the movie.
Is that just... Oh, that's just the first 3 episodes. Okay.
Yeah.
I see it now.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I forgot they did that. Technically... Yeah, so a lot of TV shows at the time would do this thing, particularly cartoons, where they, like, string the first episode or, like, the first 2 to 3 episodes together as almost like an introduction movie episode thing. Like, Gargoyles did that. We had that on VHS for a while. Power Rangers, I think, did that. Power Rangers still did that for a while. They had, like, the first 2 episodes be, like, one...
Big episode. Certain anime will do that.
Certain anime do that. A lot of anime now have this new thing they do where they just start the anime and then they don't do any intros in the first episode, and then they play the intro as the credits of the first episode.
Yep.
Now, I think Dan didn't do that. It's one of the few recent ones that don't. But yeah, a lot of anime have been doing that recently, where they'll just start the whole anime, and then they'll get to the end of the episode, and it's like that's the intro, and then you don't see the outro until the next episode when they redo the intro for the
Yep. Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. Good movie.
Oh yeah, that one got
Justice League
whomped.
Doom. That was all right. Reign of the Superman. Justice League versus Teen Titans. Justice
So-
League War World. Justice and Batman Bad Blood. That's it. Those are the movies. I'm done.
So
Only 90.
so a bunch of those movies actually also take place in the same continuity too.
Yeah.
A lot of the Justice League stuff, the Doom stuff, the Batman Justice League, those are considered the new DC animated movie extended universe, whatever they call it now.
Animated verse, I think.
Yeah, and that's still actually ongoing technically. With, I think they kind of concluded it / restarted it with the whole Infinite Crisis trilogy. But yeah, that was going up until the Apocalypse War Doom one or whatever that was, and then they had the 2 with Constantine, and then the one with Constantine where he gets fucked with because he did that whole thing. I think there's another one, and then they did the trilogy, and I think they're resetting that whole animated universe now. I don't remember what
Are you ready for Batman in TV shows?
oh Christ.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'd actually recommend the animated.
The animated universe is actually of DC really good
A lot of
by
it's,
comparison to the live action.
a lot of
And then
it's-
by comparison to regular stuff, it's also not bad.
Which is interesting because a lot of it is partially based off the New 52 run. Which
People
whatever.
like or they don't like.
Yeah, they kind of started getting away from that slowly, but yeah, a lot of the initial stuff was very much based partially off the New 52. Kind of similar to what like Marvel did, where they started like kind of intersecting their plot points based off of, and then they did that shit where they fucking multiverse of madness calling the main universe 616 and shit. And
It's fine. We'll ignore that.
we will get back to that.
We
in
will
another
ignore
episode.
that. Yep.
And then they rechanged it again in the fucking Spider-Man movie.
All right. So,
Sorry. Fucking
Batman and TV shows. We got Gotham, Batman Caped Crusader, The Batman, Batman Beyond, Batman Adam West, Batman Brave and the Bold, Batwoman, the new Batman the new Batman Adventures, Justice League, Teen Titans Go, Static Shock, Young Justice, Scooby-Doo, and guess who? Justice League Unlimited, Justice League Action, Harley Quinn, The Zeta Project, The Adventures of Batman, The New Adventures of Batman, Super Friends, The Legends of Superheroes, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Nightwing the Series, Scooby-Doo Meets Batman,
Nightwing had a TV series.
the new Batman and Superman TV show, The Superpower Teams, Super Friends, The Legendary Superpowers, the all-new Super Friends Hour, the Batman Superman Hour Power, the Batman Tarzan Show,
What?
Free Max Harley Quinn, Young Justice Invasion.
Okay, so Young Justice is just Young Justice. The Invasion is just what the last like each season has a different subtitle based off what's kind of the.
It's there. I
Whatever.
had to.
Anyway,
Yep.
by the way, a lot of these are just out of chronological order on both of them.
Yeah, I'm just going based off of how it
it's
appears.
listed. Yeah, I don't know why.
Thanks, Google.
Was that in any order? Was that in alphabetical order? It's clearly not chronological. Whatever. I'm not paying attention.
It's just in
Pardon me.
order.
Yeah, that new one, the Batman Caped Crusader, was pretty good. It's kind of a, I really, and he's saying he's not doing it, but I pray he's not doing it because, fuck this guy for keep trying to do this. Bruce Timm, the guy who made the animated stuff. Yeah, he's the guy who keeps pushing the fucking, Barbara Gordon fucking Batman thing. Yeah, so like, nobody wants it except for him. Like, for whatever reason, he has this thing for it, and like, nobody wants it, but he's the one who keeps pushing it. In fact, he's the guy who forced it into the Killing Joke with the whole, them. And like, I'm just really hope that they don't make the Caped Crusader do a thing where he like, fuck, because they made Barbara Gordon like older, like she's she's clearly like a cop and stuff and everything. Like she's
not a kid.
Yeah, and they don't know each other, like, so, like, and I'm like, they better not be trying to make this so it's, like, acceptable for them to hook up, because, like, they spent, like, I think it was, like, the whole second or third episode, like, him and Batman just basically, like, fucking each other, if I could come up with a better algorithm, like, flirt fighting, whatever, the whole goddamn time, like, so, like, don't do that and then just don't like go because I have my weird fucking fetish thing or whatever you want to call it. Like, and it doesn't help that they made all the chicks thick.
Bruce Timm is notable for being the Batman the Animated Series guy.
Yeah, among some other stuff, but yeah, he made like pretty much the entire DC animated universe like at that time, like the Batman the Animated Show, the New Adventures, Batman Beyond, Justice League.
Unlimited.
Yeah, that's all like him. And then he also got like a lot of creative control of like Batman and DC in general in like the 2000s because he was he ended up pushing like a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah. And fuck Batwoman. At least the new one that they came out with, the cousin one.
Do we want to talk about the various people who played Batman?
It's a lot of people on that list, it seems.
All right, so we got Christian Bale, we got Jensen Ackles, we have Ben Affleck, we have Robert Pattinson, Adam West, Michael Keaton, David Mazouz.
Who?
He was the guy from Gotham.
Oh, right.
Kevin Conroy, George Clooney, who I love the fact that for Kevin Conroy they have Teen Titans Go.
Well, because
No, not the Batman the Animated Series. Val Kilmer, Keanu Reeves,
oh right, he was Batman
Hamish
Super Pets.
Linkletter, Josh Hutcherson, really, Lewis Wilson,
Wait,
Diedrich
where was he?
Bader, version of Justice League. I don't know if it was animated or not. It just says Justice League here. Roger Craig Smith, Troy Baker, Zachary Gordon, Bruce Greenwald, Peter Weller, Robert Lowry, Jason O'Mara, Warren Christie,
A lot of these are voice actors too. Voice acting, by the way, just for. Sorry.
Charles Roskilly, Reno Romero, Luke Wilson, Ben McKenzie, Will Arnett, who actually is really good.
Yeah, Will Arnett's pretty good. Will Arnett's
Him
really
and
good.
Diedrich Bader.
Yeah.
William Baldwin, Jeremy Sisto, Ike Barinholtz, Will Friedle, who is Batman Beyond.
Yeah, that's Terry McGinnis.
Yep. David Gontillo, Anson Mount, Jimmy Kimmel. He's in Teen Titans Go to the Movies. That's what he's listed as.
Oh, yeah.
Eric Lloyd, Hayden Welch.
Hayden Welch?
That's a chick. Hayden Welch. Dolphy, Janice DeBellin.
Which version?
Batman Gotham? And Janice DeBellin is the Fatima Bueno something. Oh god, we're going off kilter. We're going with like things that weren't even listed earlier. Joey DeLeon, Keith Ferguson, Takayuki Yamato, Claudio Santamaria, Victor Wood, Koichi Yamarda,
So the
Alan Soul, Gus Lewis, Dale DeBone, Brandon Spink, Bob Soler, and Pietro Torrisi.
So the Japanese names are probably one from the Batman Ninja, but also from a. Remember when they were doing those weird anime anthology movies for shit, like the Animatrix?
Kind of.
Yeah, they did one for Batman 2, Batman Gotham Knight, and it was like an animated anthology series of like different Batman stories. Yeah, that was like kind of like the Animatrix and stuff also. Where they had a weird thing where they would like take anime and like they'd either take like existing anime short movies or whatever, like the Digimon movie, and like put them into like or they take like and make like the Animatrix and stuff. Where they take like shorts and that was a weird thing they did in like the 2000s for a little bit. It happened.
Yeah.
But what was the name of the female actress again from Gotham?
Which one?
First one.
Hayden Welch, HYNDEN.
HYN.
DENWAL.
Hayden Welch.
Yeah.
Oh. Her?
Yep.
So she was Starfire in Teen Titans.
I don't know. That's what it says here.
She's Harley Quinn. But where was she Batman herself?
Look, I don't know. I'm just saying what it says.
I mean, she's been in a lot of DC stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, Thomas and Martha Wayne, they end up going out of the theater with Bruce. They get killed by Joe Cool.
Oh, okay. So she played a young Bruce Wayne in Batman Gotham Knight. So therefore she was playing Batman. She was playing a kid Bruce Wayne. Okay.
Gotcha.
That makes sense now.
Yeah.
Okay, so that counts. All right. That's probably where several of those people you're like confused by came up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so depending on what continuity you're going with, it's either like a play or like a film.
It's usually Joe Cool. It's not always, but it's
Joe
usually
Chill. It's not Joe Cool, it's Joe Chill.
It's usually Joe Chill, but
Joe
it's
Cool's
not
the camel who smokes cigarettes.
cool.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, typically it's Joe Chill.
It's not always, but it's usually.
Yeah, and whether or not he's either involved in something a little bit bigger or not is up to also depending. Though usually if it's something bigger, it tends to not be Joe Chill. Uh, except for that one time where they made it the guy who also became the Joker for some fucking reason. The Batman Tim Burton film, first one.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, don't get me wrong. What they did for Batman in general, like, style wise and inspiration wise, is good. But in terms of overall story, those two movies are kind of just meh to me.
But have you ever seen Devil Dance in the Pale Light?
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Yeah.
Yeah, Batman just straight up murks some people in those films too.
Yeah.
Like, he murks the Joker. Then he murks that one guy by throwing him into the pit with the bomb.
No.
He runs over some people at one point.
No, he would never do that. He has a strict code of honor.
And I'm pretty sure a bunch of children die in the second film. It's implied anyway. Not 100% sure. Oh yeah, he murks the Penguin too.
Very strict code of honor.
So yeah, well, okay, that's one of my biggest issues with comic book films, especially like they will just kill the villain at the very end, and just so they could say the threat is gone and everything, but like that just takes out like what could be a great reoccurring character, like. Like, why kill the Penguin and why kill the Joker at the end of those films when, if you're going to be setting up for, like, a third movie and stuff or whatever, like, they could have them come back. You could have them cameo. You could have them be, like, or, if you were going to make it into, like, a TV series, like, by killing them in the movies that the TV series would be based off of, you're taking them off the board for the series. That just kind of, like, you want to pull some asshole shit, but I don't know. I mean, look at fucking Marvel. They kill off most of their big bats at the end of the films, and, like, what do you have for, like, the rest of it? Nothing, because the interesting characters that you set up in the movie as the villains are dead now. And then people want, and it's like, oh, superhero fatigue, or the movies aren't getting as good. I'm like, yeah, but it's also because you killed off like half the fucking cast who could have came back to be an interesting character because they're set up to be an interesting character. I mean,
but like, it's also hard to.
They're forced to bring back fucking Killmonger because Chadwick Boseman died, but they clearly killed him in the first movie, not thinking that Chadwick was going to die. I get it, I understand that, but at the same time, he was also like, everybody loved him to the point where now every black fucking character in media has his fucking haircut. So again, why would you kill him in the film like that? Like, I mean, you could have had it after a credit scene where he was brought back and resurrected or some reason because he ate the fucking Wakanda bullshit fruit or whatever the hell it was, the flower. So, it's just kind of like, I don't know. I mean, Aquaman didn't kill off fucking Black Manta, and then they brought his ass back. So, at least they made that fucking right call there. I guess. What? I don't know. Sorry.
You done with your little grandstanding?
Fuck you.
What? I mean, sometimes it's hard to be able to justify, like, oh yeah, this guy has done this many bad. Maybe he can reform.
I'm not saying reform the character. They could still be enemies, but you could still have them come back as antagonistic forces with either slightly changed motivations or just, you know what, fuck you, I want to try harder this time because I screwed up. So, like, I don't know. Like, I get it, some villains are meant to die, like the Green Goblin. Yeah, you could kill his ass off. He had a son who could come back and be the Green Goblin. That one, some characters, like
Thanos.
Yeah. Like, some of them, yeah.
Ronan the Accuser. He just needed to die because he was bad. It's just a bad character.
Yeah. I mean, but
Ego.
Again, like, I'm not saying, like, all the characters need, like, all the villains need to be saved, but, like, some of them you can't keep around. Like, you could have kept Hela around. Thor's sister. Like, she could have been, like, a decent... And then she ends up showing up in What If and being a pretty decent character in the What If series. Like,
technically, it's not explicitly stated that she dies.
I'm aware. She just kind of explodes with...
With Surtur?
Yeah, it says... I was going to say... Is Surtur or Sealdorf or
Surtur.
Surtur. I almost said the guy from fucking Lord of the Rings.
Womp, womp.
Whatever. Anyway. Like yeah, like Hela, Chadwick Boseman, like Killmonger, uh, what's his name's character from Iron Man 2.
Mm.
Like you didn't have to kill off those characters. Like they could have came back. Like I would have loved to have seen more Ironmonger. He was pretty good in Iron Man 2. Why is his name?
Ironmonger was not Iron Man 2. Ironmonger
Was Iron Man 1 with okay. I'm thinking of
Jeff Bridges.
yeah.
You're
no.
thinking of
Mickey Rourke. Thank you. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, Mickey yeah, like Jeff Bridges' character, he was okay, but he could have whatever. Though he did still have the with a box of scraps line.
Yeah.
But like Mickey Rourke, because Mickey Rourke's character was very much like a weird, dark, like pass of like you know, he was like a darker reflection of Tony Stark and stuff. Like he could have very much came back as a reoccurring character. Like he could become back as a character now and be like a challenge to like it's like War Machine or Ironheart or something like that. Like he could like you know what you want to he could be the guy teaching fucking Riri Williams how to do the whole Iron Man thing and arc reactor and shit. Like that's where you could have had him. Like you go, oh Riri, like you know what? Like you want to tie her back into the MCU? Like people saying like, oh she doesn't tie in, she just appears in his bullshit, whatever. Like fuck you, I'm not connected to the character. You know what? Here, start her with an instant connection that people would understand. She's being mentored by Mickey Rourke's character. Boom, there. Automatically you have like a connection to these characters now because you know who this guy is. You haven't seen him in forever, and all of a sudden here he is teaching the next Iron person like how to make an arc reactor for her armor or some shit. Like, you know how much of the fans would have went crazy if they saw that shit if she popped up for that? But no, because they killed him at the end of the film, you don't have that opportunity now. I mean, hell, they kept the Joker alive because he was supposed to appear in a Dark Knight Rises, but because his actor died, they couldn't. Which that's just circumstance. Yeah. But like, you know, had they killed the Joker off in the movie, like they wouldn't have had but no, so they didn't. But because they realized that, you know, also because you can't have Batman without the Joker at the end of the day too. But like, yeah, I'm sorry, it's just, I don't know, whatever.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I raised a decent point though there. At least I like to think so. I don't know.
So.
Burr. I'm sorry. Is it cold in here?
No.
Whatever.
So do you know about the Bat and the Bat Whispers? The old movies from 1930 and 1932, I think. Because those are also loosely inspirations along with Zorro, the Shadow.
Well, didn't we watch No, we're thinking of a different The Bat.
Yeah, it was a different The Bat, but it was The Bat.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's also like those 1940s Batman films where he fights Japanese spies. Because...
Yeah. Did you know Bob Kane was part of Fleischer Studios?
Fleischer?
Yeah.
The
guys that did the OG Superman animation?
I did not know that he was actually part of, like, he actually worked with Fleischer like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. The old Fleischer Superman stuff, like, still really...
That shit holds up.
Yeah. Especially the one that inspired that movie that nobody cares about anymore. The one with the flying robots. Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow. Why I know that nearly off the top of my head is beyond me. But yeah, no, that's the flying robots that like take off and like use their arms to fly wherever. Yeah, that was inspired by that. By that. Yeah, you don't remember that? I think was Angelina Jolie in it, or was it somebody else? I don't know. She was in a lot of weird CG movies like that at the time.
Couldn't tell you.
She showed up like naked, but technically robed in gold in that one Beowulf movie.
Yeah. I don't know.
Weird.
There's a lot of stuff that goes on.
You know, it was another weirdly one of those weird CGI slash well, not was because this wasn't CGI as much, but one of those weird kind of rotoscoped over films like that.
I swear to God.
Fucking.
If you fucking.
The one with Keanu Reeves. Oh fuck.
Keanu Reeves that was rotoscoped?
Mm-hmm. There's also Robert Downey Jr. in it too. Oh fuck! I just was watching something about this a couple weeks ago.
Scanner Darkly.
Thank you. Yes. Okay. Scanner Darkly. Right. Yeah, that was an interesting trip of a film.
Yeah, it's something all right.
Well, I actually, because I watched it once, and then I watched it again, and when I watched it again, it was very much one of those, oh, now I fully understand what's going on here, because I also missed, like, the first 3 minutes the first time.
Who's
So
your favorite Batman villain?
Oh,
Don't say Catwoman.
no, because she's my favorite Batman romantic interest. No, that is probably going to be, like, the Riddler or, like, Mr. Freeze.
Yo, Mr. Freeze was so camp up until that episode of Batman animated series.
Up until
where it was like, oh,
no, he
oh,
actually has an origin now.
he's doing this for love.
Well, before that, he really didn't have like an actual like full origin. Like,
Batman the animated series just changed everything.
oh yeah,
Like, if you need to watch something Batman related, fucking start with that.
pretty much. Like that is if I was to say like if you want a basic good introduction to Batman overall as both like a character and a concept,
You can be an adult or a kid.
and watch
Check
it.
that shit out.
Yeah, the entire DC animated continuity like that with Superman and the Justice League and Batman Beyond included, along with technically Static Shock.
Batman Beyond.
Batman. I already mentioned that. There's also I think there was a Static Shock. And I think they also had they did a small Green Lantern series that I don't think went really anywhere.
Yeah, don't check that out.
I think they tried doing a Flash one that had a couple episodes that didn't really go anywhere. I think all main of them did have short limited series that really didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
That maybe only lasted barely a season.
Yeah. Also, Teen Titans is good, but not Batman related.
So Teen Titans may or may not actually be a sequel series technically to the Batman. A lot of people claim that.
Again, not Batman related, but
yeah.
Robin related. And Robin, if we didn't bring it up at this point, is
Batman's sidekick.
a sidekick of Batman in numerous iterations.
So I know.
Pick your poison.
And then there's the classic fight of who's the best Robin, or a Robin variation. I know your personal favorite is Jason Todd,
I do like Jason Todd.
Red Hood.
I wouldn't say that he is the best Robin, but I do like Jason Todd. He's my favorite.
Which is a shame because they really don't do a lot of decent stuff with him.
I know, he just kills too many people.
It's not even that. It's just more like they kind of really don't, outside of like Under the Red Hood and that weird thing they did with the Dark Trinity, like they really don't have much for him to do other than just kind of, I mean,
assist.
Yeah, like it's implied like he's like trying to kind of do the Green Hornet thing where he's also supposed to be like kind of a villain so he can interact better with the villains, but like the villains at this point realize he's a fucking Bat family member, so they're not having it unless he's in a different city. And even then he really doesn't have his own city to himself. Like Jason Todd has Bloodhaven. Tim Drake still has Gotham. Damian has Gotham and pretty much everything else because he's, you know,
Batman.
Yeah. So like Jason Todd doesn't really have like his own personal protective city that he has like that. I mean, yeah, he was with the Titans for a while as Robin and Red Hood too. Like he's been in team ups and stuff, but like to himself with his own by himself stuff, he really doesn't have much to himself, unfortunately, which is kind of a shame.
Yeah.
I mean, my personal preference is Dick Grayson.
Of course it is. Gotta love your dick.
Oh, fuck off. I mean, Tim Drake's probably my solid second. He is the smartest Robin canonically. Technically, he's also. I think Batman has said that he's probably smarter than him too. I think.
It's alright, just orphans.
I think Jason Todd's mother might still be alive.
That's right, just orphan things.
I think his dad passed. I think Tim Drake's parents might still actually be alive too. Both of his parents.
Just orphan things.
Kelly, her family's still alive in that continuity, to my knowledge. Damian's not an orphan.
You know who we didn't talk about? Black Mask. Or Carmine Falcone or Clayface. Some good characters, man. Clayface is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Carmine Falcone is pretty cool.
he
Black
actually-
Mask is cool. Like, there's a lot of fucking great villains.
So Clayface actually did join up with the Bat family for a while.
Killer Croc, Lady Shiva.
A lot of
Fox.
Batman villains actually will do end up joining up with Batman temporarily. For example, Bane had a brief period of time where he was teamed up with Batman because he thought he was Batman's brother. So
And then there's also that weird what if / alternate universe where he attempts to be a Robin. Robin.
Roby. Yeah, so yeah, that portrays something. Oh, silly. But yeah, no, there was this whole thing where Bruce Wayne's dad
Ah, Harvey face.
where Bruce Wayne's Thomas Wayne went to the country that Bane is from originally as like doing goodwill doctor work because Bruce Wayne's father, on top of being a billionaire, like
Playboy philanthropist.
well, not really playboy, but a billionaire
Playboy
captain of
philanthropist.
industry, basically, like whatever Wayne Tech does at the time, you know, depending on who you're talking to. Yeah, aside from being like the CEO of a massive fucking multi-billions dollar corporation, he was also a professional fucking surgeon at the same goddamn time. So, like, he was practicing medicine as a doctor while also running fucking Wayne Enterprises.
Correct.
Yeah. So for a while, there was a period of time where Batman's dad went to the country, which name is slipping me, that Bane is from originally.
I think he's Mexico, isn't he?
No, it's some South American country that like it's a fictional one. It's like kind of similar to like what they made up for like a Black Adam. That country is named Clandathu. No, that's what is Clandathu from?
I don't know. I'm looking up Bane.
But anyway, yeah. So Batman's dad.
Cuba.
Oh, he's from Cuba.
Santa Prisca.
Okay, Santa Prisca. Okay, so yeah, Batman's dad goes to Santa Prisca and proceeds to sleep with Bane's mother. Although later on, I think DNA tests proved that they aren't related. For a while, it was thought that because of this, Bane was Batman's half brother. So Bane teamed up with Batman, and Bane is also canonically Batman's smartest adversary.
Yeah.
Like, he showed up in Gotham and took him a week and a half.
Well, solo adversary, because like Lex Luthor, Brainiac, things like
Yeah,
that.
like,
but,
there are other-
but like solo adversary, yeah.
Like, he's smarter than like fucking Riddler and shit. Like,
Joker.
yeah, like he's playing like 4D chess with Batman.
Scarecrow, yeah,
like,
it's
like
nuts.
if there's one of Batman's like, aside from like the Joker and stuff, if there's like an adversary for Batman, it is the Bane. But yeah, no, he rolls up into Gotham within like a week and a half, figures out who Batman is, proceeds to break out every inmate in Arkham Asylum and Arkham Prison. I mean Blackgate Penitentiary, forcing Batman to go on a
And just fucking break his back, bro.
well, no, even before that, because he forces basically Batman to spend 2 weeks constantly fighting crime with almost zero rest and sleep, and then proceeds to show up in the Batcave when Batman is preparing to just finally take a break, and then break Batman's back. Like, this motherfucker went out of his way to make sure Batman was at his lowest, so he could do this. Like, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong, and I think this is pre, like, Venom being, like, a thing for Bane, so that's part of the reason, too. Yeah, no, like, and then you get, that's the whole Nightfall / Battle of the Cowl thing, which,
Yeah.
I think, yeah, by that point, I'm pretty sure Damian was already introduced to continuity, so, yeah, because I think he ends up, or, no, because Damian teaming up for with Robin to be Batman with Dick Grayson was during the time when they thought Batman was dead because he was back in time, I think.
I don't know. There's a lot. Doesn't Bane loosely take up the mantle too for a little bit of Batman?
I think Batman does take. I think Bane does. I think at one point wear the cowl and try and do, but like a lot of Batman villains at one point or another have gotten their hands on a cowl. Like there's a few times where the Joker's done it, both in the comics and in like other media.
It's nuts. Batman's been around since fucking 39. There's so much to cover. This
So
is
he's
just
like-
part one.
Almost 90 years old now.
Yeah, this is just part one.
Oh yeah, And now you got this whole thing with the Absolute stuff, which actually goes pretty.
And Rebirth.
Well, that's not Rebirth. That's just.
No, I know, but there's also Rebirth.
Yeah. Well.
There's New 52, which you could look at. There's all sorts of fucking Batman.
Well, New 52 goes into Rebirth partially. Like, they don't really become separate continuities. More as just kind of like refix the continuity to be better. Yeah. Rebirth is a. And even then, they're also trying to do that thing with like the Future Slate and stuff, which went nowhere.
Future.
Even though there actually wasn't some bad stuff from Future Slate.
Yeah.
But that's. Now we got I think we got the kid Trinity now, technically.
Is there any final thoughts before we close off for the night? We listed a bunch of things to check out for Batman.
Talked a bunch about just Batman and Batman stuff in general. Oh, yeah, you know what? Fuck you, DC. Just have Batman marry fucking Catwoman and be happy. He deserves it. It's been almost a fucking 90 years now. God damn it. They have kids in other continuities. Just fucking make it a thing. It's not gonna... If anything, having their marriage actually would probably be some of the best sales you ever fucking see. So, fuck you.